Welcome back to a clean burning hiffle, I'll tell you what. Today, today we're doing a little bit of a weird one. We're just gonna ponder some weird questions that might have no impact on anything, depending on the question. One of mine is especially stupid, and I don't know if I should lead with it or or weave it in somewhere else.
Yeah, kind of like a theory crafting thing.
A little bit, but some of them are just. One of mine is literally a nothing question. It poses no relevance on anything, but it's just a little fleeting thought I had one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think unless you want to start, do you have one you particularly want to start off with, or do you want me to start?
You can start off.
All right. I guess one of the ones I've had kind of the most deep thoughts about is, what is Captain Ginyu's original form? Because it's one of those you might not think about at your first pass through, but if he can change and people know about his change ability, he's probably changed before.
Yeah.
So I have a theory, but, well, I mean, I have a headcanon theory that is definitely not what it is. But I'm interested if you have any thoughts on this.
I don't have. No, I haven't really given. You know what? I actually do know exactly what he looked like before.
Oh, yeah?
He looked like Manaka.
Manaka? Who's Manaka?
The guy with the big nipples.
No. No wonder he changed. My headcanon theory is he was a Tuffle once.
Oh.
Yeah. It goes into some GT lore, but what if, the fact that Baby can, go into other people's bodies is a, Tuffle ability that they was maybe lost over time, but they built into this machine to kind of make the same thing.
For anyone who is more fond of the Japanese version and don't know what we're talking about the Sufurians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that like souffle?
No, it's like the Japanese word for fruit.
Oh,
because
fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables.
I got you. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little headcanon theory. I think it's a fun thing to think about. Because are the Tuffles even canon?
Toriyama wrote that, but they never get brought up in canon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I know they get brought up briefly, at least in the anime. I think when King Kai is describing the history of the Saiyan race to Goku.
Yes.
And I think that's about the only time until you get the wonderful special of Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, and then Dragon Ball GT, which is equally remembered fondly.
Yeah. Well, I'd say it's remembered a lot more.
It is, for sure. That is, basically, people who remember Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans are people who watched Team 4-Star, and people who played Raging Blast 2?
And also people who just kind of dug into, alright, give me the deep lore, I guess.
Yeah, which I am semi-familiar with, but I believe you're further into it than I am. Which will make my quiz I have for you for another session probably less interesting than I hoped for.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
Maybe you'll absolutely kill it. Actually looking at these, I've kind of got alright, here's a deep one, here's a dumb one, here's kind of an interesting one, here's a dumb one, here's a...
Hey, fantastic. I like that there's a variety. Because that was my, less dumb one. I think that was one of my more interesting, I wonder what Captain Ginyu's original form actually was.
Well, should I throw a dumb one in then?
Hey, whatever you want to do, man.
Alright, so do you think Tien is bald, or does he shave his head like Krillin?
It depends on if you think he's an alien or not.
I do not. I think he's just a human with a third eye, because Dragon Ball was like that.
Right.
Even though it, the world became a lot more realistic, I guess, in Z.
I feel like Tien is naturally bald. That's my personal opinion. One of my questions on here is, do you believe Tien is a human or an alien? So I think we can kind of talk about them both right now.
Well, hey.
Because, the voice actor says he's not human. Xenoverse 2 has Jocko saying he didn't realize how varied humans are, leading to he is human. Legacy of Goku 2 says that his third eye was opened due to meditation, kind of leading, I feel, more toward human.
Yeah.
But all the like deep lore that you can look into basically says he's a member of like an ancient three-eyed race that is probably alien.
Yeah, but that's also like new stuff, and I think just in Xenoverse and stuff. And
that's
also,
been around for a long time. People have been talking about that for years.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I still think it's dumb and kind of pointless. So.
I do too. Like it really affects zero of anything.
Yeah.
The only thing it might affect is your debate of who's the strongest human.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people who say Krillin want to be like, especially early on in like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point Tien is undeniably stronger than Krillin, at least for a while.
Yeah.
But then the people are like, no, that's a trick question. Tien's an alien. And it's like, but he's probably not, actually.
We need to exclude Tien even more than he already is.
But I honestly think, because it is confirmed that Krillin shaves his head.
Yeah.
We also know that Roshi is naturally bald because we see him with hair when he's younger.
Yeah.
And he says it.
Yeah, and there is also the whole joke with, see, Master Roshi shaves.
Nope, I'm naturally bald.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with a world full of dinosaurs and dog people, and a three-eyed man and a Chaozu, I believe Tien is human and is naturally bald and has a third eye, possibly through meditation, possibly not. And Chaozu is
this was the point.
Is a clown.
Yeah, this was the point in the series where, like, you never know if that animal over there is gonna be able to talk. You know,
Yes.
like that owl just has a hat.
And what is the difference between the cat that sits on Dr. Brief's shoulder and Puar?
Yeah.
And why does Shu, a talking dog, have dogs he commands that do not talk?
The deep Dragon Ball lore.
Yeah, it's it's actually super interesting looking into it. I found that Tien was most likely a reference to a character from Journey to the West.
Oh, yeah?
Let's see. The three-eyed physical characteristic is also that of a character, Erlang Shen from Journey to the West. I don't know much about that character, but apparently that character also has three eyes.
Huh.
And I think there was also some reference to like Chinese mythology as well. But I don't remember. Let's see. Descendant of a three-eyed people is reference to the character Shiraku, who is also a descendant of an ancient race of three-eyed humans in, I'm going to probably mispronounce this, Osamu Tezuka's 1974 manga, The Three-Eyed One.
Oh.
So, few references there that like also does not definitively pin Tien as human or something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly don't think it's that deep. I think he's just a human with a third eye.
Yeah.
And I think Toriyama was like, there's characters with third eyes and other things.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to differentiate this character a little bit.
Exactly. Do you want to do another one, or should I?
Excuse me. Sure. Since we kind of just strung those two together, I'll go with a little more serious one.
Okay.
Why do androids 17 and 18 go by that instead of their given names?
Maybe they don't remember their given names?
Yeah, maybe.
That's the only thing I could think of. Like, maybe...
Yeah, maybe...
I don't know how much of their past life they remember. They don't ever really reflect on it.
No, but that ultimately feels like Toriyama doesn't feel like focusing on that, which is a shame because I think that would be really interesting.
I mean, they also go by androids when they're definitely cyborgs.
Yeah.
I believe Android 19 is a legitimate android, as is 16.
Yeah.
Jiro is a kind of more along their Android 20 is more along the lines of a cyborg because it has got Jiro's brain.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Cell would be. They call him an android, but I don't think that's technically right.
Yeah.
He's some sort of bio warrior.
Yeah. It is a dub thing, because basically what they were called in the original was like artificial humanoid, which is a mouthful.
It also doesn't seem quite right either.
No.
Because they fully established that Android 17 and 18 were human. Because otherwise, Krillin and 18 would not be an item and have a biological child.
Yeah. Toriyama did eventually give them human names. But...
Aren't they Lapis and Lazuli?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know which one's which.
I think 17 is Lapis.
That's what I'm guessing too, but it could really go either way.
Yeah.
But then again, so could they.
Yeah.
That we mentioned a little bit, but I think it's canon that Android 16 was modeled after Jiro's son.
Well, if it is, then that never got brought up, and again, would have been interesting.
Yeah, no, for real. I believe it's something. I'm guessing Toriyama brought up later after it was all written out.
Yeah, it's another mark against you, Cell Saga.
Which would kind of explain why Jiro might have been hesitant to open up 16's case and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's theorized that he might have been killed in the attack on the Red Ribbon Army.
Again, this would have been all very interesting, but Jiro just got killed off to make room for other villains.
And the Red Ribbon Army was all to make a man taller.
Yeah.
I guess my weirdest question is, all right, so Super Saiyan hair goes super blonde, like almost platinum blonde at times, depending on the art style.
Yeah.
If you were to dye a Super Saiyan's hair, would their hair color change when it went back to natural, or do you think it would fade out? Because clearly their hair color changes blonde no matter what they go. So I feel like... So no matter what, I feel like once it went back to Super Saiyan, it would be blonde again. But again, would it go back to a different hair color? Like that different hair color when it went down?
Yeah, I feel like when it went down, because Saiyan hair is generally just pitch black.
Unless you're Trunks.
Yeah, unless you're unless you're half Saiyan.
Yeah, I guess Bra as well had blue hair.
Yeah, I feel like it just wouldn't show up, and then when you go Super Saiyan again, it's just gonna, the energy coursing through the hair is just gonna zap off all the dye.
So you think it would completely disappear once they went back to base form?
Yeah. Unless maybe unless you are unless you're someone like Trunks where your hair isn't.
It was just one of those weird questions I thought of. Yeah, Goku and Gohan were in Super Saiyan form for a long time.
Yeah.
So they could just naturally be in that state. So I was thinking if you changed if you dyed Gohan's hair at Super Saiyan and it went down, he downgraded to base form, would his hair color be a different color, or would it all fade out? It's one of those weird things. We'll never have an answer.
No.
I also kind of think I feel like the dye might kind of go down into base form, but as soon as he went Super Saiyan, I think you might be right. I think you just might see this puff of hair dye go.
Punched the highlights out of her hair.
He punched the highlights out of her hair.
But you know what? I'm not satisfied with this answer. I'm going to go to Japan and ask Toriyama this personally.
Oh, good. Your next one, sir?
So where did Yamcha's scars come from, do you think?
Man, I just feel like he really sucks at training, and he got beat up in the wild. He's I'm gonna win against something, and he didn't again.
I think think they're shaving scars.
Just really degrading. Like, that's why he never brings it up.
Yeah.
It's like isn't like one across his eye and like a like cross on his cheek essentially. Yeah. So he's shaving his eyebrow or something?
Yeah.
Or do you think he's just shaving his beard and he just goes, oh man, I'm bad at everything except for baseball. So a common question that's explored in I think one of the video games, but do you think Devil Man could defeat every Dragon Ball villain? Spike the Devil Man?
Yeah, that does get brought up a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I feel like it's a compelling question. Like, do you think maybe the later villains are so powerful that maybe his low power ability wouldn't work, or do you think it's one of those like transcendent abilities that's just gonna work on anybody?
Well, he says that it's the more evil in your heart, the more powerful it is. So
yeah, so I feel like he could just look at Kid Buu and be like,
okay, but does Kid Buu really need a heart?
Does it disintegrate the heart, or does it like
yeah, he specifies that it blows up their heart.
Okay, so Kid Buu might make it.
Yeah,
but like Frieza, for instance,
does he need a heart?
That one's super weird too, actually.
Yeah,
now that you bring it up. You know what? Maybe he wouldn't be useful.
Yeah, everyone is too sturdy to like.
Because Frieza gets cut in half.
Gets cut in half, and he manages to survive with like half a head.
Not just that, in Resurrection F, he's literally pieces after Trunks sliced him up and blew him up. There's literally pieces of Frieza like bouncing around before they can put him back together.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could probably survive without a heart. Cell, same thing. You know what? This theory's debunked. We did it. Good job, team.
High five.
But then it kind of... What about Deborah?
That might get Deborah, yeah.
It's one of those, like, why wasn't Spike the Devil Man the king of the underworld?
Yeah, but then is Devil Man, like, actually a devil, or is he a dude with a power like that who dresses like a devil? Like, is he a demon like Deborah? So would he be loyal to Deborah?
I don't know. We need more information on Spike the Devil Man that we'll never get.
Alright, I'm gonna write that down for when I meet Toriyama too. I can't wait to ask him and he goes, who?
And then there's also the fact that, like, does a person, like a being like Deborah transcend evil? Like, is he just the Lord of the Underworld, making him like a neutral figure? Or, like, is he truly evil? Because, like, he's evil in the Buu saga because he's got the Majin symbol on his head. Yeah. So that might be just Babadi's magic making him, like, evil. Yeah. He might be a neutral party, just a very powerful neutral party.
And evil can also be... Well, I guess... Alright, I can't bring that up because this is Dragon Ball. I can't bring complex moral questions into this.
Right, and I thought about that, too. I'm guessing you're thinking about, like, essentially like a D&D alignment chart.
Yeah, it's what decides how evil someone is.
Right. But you look at Frieza and Cell, you're like, those guys are evil.
When does the Devil Might Beam stop working on Vegeta?
When is the point that Vegeta's heart is no longer evil? Do you think it's all the way up where it's in the Buu saga? Do you think that's when it's fully out? Or maybe it's when Trunks gets killed in the Cell saga. Because I feel like that's the first time he's fighting for somebody that's not him.
Yeah, that's his... Like, that might be the first time where, like, where the Devil Might Beam just might give him a bit of a heart attack at that point.
Like, there might still be some evil in his heart, but he's turning at that point.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the point where he knocks out Trunks and Goten, he's, like, truly good at that point. Maybe just
Well, I don't know about at that point.
I don't know. Like, he just doesn't, like...
Well, they're... Like,
Goku, kind of, at the point after that.
Yeah, but he did also just kill a bunch of people.
But again, part of that's under the spell, I think. Or does it... I can't remember. Does the spell not fully work on him?
It doesn't, because Vegeta says that he let Babidi cast a spell on him so that he can let loose like he wanted to.
I feel like some of that's true and some of it's not.
But he's also able to just ignore Babidi's orders.
That's true, but it seems weird that the Vegeta we've seen to that point would just voluntarily blow up a crowd of people. Another good debate. This one actually got a little longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
I only have one more. And the next one I've got is probably a pretty short one.
Yeah, I've got two more.
Okay, let's hit yours. One of yours first.
So do you think Beerus and Champa are like actual brothers, like same parents, or are they just the counterparts from the different universes?
I've thought about this a little bit, actually. Not in great depth, but... So if they are biological brothers, that would mean that there are beings that transcend dimensions?
Yeah.
Like there's essentially like another dimension between dimensions or something?
Yeah, that is an odd thing.
But that might be the case in the fact that you get the... I'm not saying that they're necessarily biological brothers. I'm saying there might be a dimension in between dimensions, because what about the... what are they called? The gods, the little children kind of... Omni King?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, where do they exist in time and space?
Yeah, I think they're on their own little universe that kind of overlooks all the universes.
So there might be, but
how many people actually are there other than proper gods and angels?
Right. I feel like Beerus and Champa are counterparts.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, which I think makes their relationship kind of interesting.
Yeah, because they're essentially in place of each other, like in the other dimensions. But I feel like the evidence points to counterparts in the way that there's two Nameks, there's two Planet Vegetas, or Salada, I think is what it is in the Universe 6.
Yeah.
I think there's Tuffles in that universe as well.
Yeah, maybe. We certainly haven't seen them.
That's right. There wasn't a Tuffle. In the Universe Destruction arc, there was a being that looked like the final form of the character in Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, but white, not red. And I was certain that it was a Tuffle until they said it wasn't, and I was like, well, dang.
Yeah.
Well, dingle dang. I was wrong. And it was one of those, I thought they were making, not necessarily that story canon, but acknowledging it. Like, they acknowledged Kale being the legendary Super Saiyan in that universe, and then they bring in Broly kind of thing like that. So I was proven wrong there, but, still might be Tuffles in that universe. I don't know. Oops.
I accidentally turned my phone off.
Ah.
But yeah, I prefer that too because, well, just I mean, we've seen that presumably gods of destruction were at one point mortal, so
because who is it? The Mustache Man in Universe 12?
In one of the different universes.
The one with Jiren,
Wasn't Jiren's the clown?
I think so. But you see Topo?
Yeah.
Doesn't he basically embrace, like, I think they offered him the God of Destruction role, and he decided, like, in the arc to become the God of Destruction, or at least get that power or something.
Yeah, something like that.
One of those that's not fully explored, so we don't understand how it all works.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get future stuff in Super that explains it more, because I see a lot of headcanon out there that Vegeta is going to be the God of Destruction for Universe 7 at some point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I'd want to see that.
No. Personally.
With the growth that Vegeta has had, I don't want to see him as a force of... It's at least a destruction that is like a necessary destruction. Like,
yeah, I don't think it would fit for Vegeta because the God of Destruction position is kind of amoral. So
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they've done what they did with Goku.
Maybe, I don't know. But I don't see Goku taking a position like that.
No, he doesn't like responsibility.
Exactly, because Kami offered him the Guardian of the Earth position back in Dragon Ball. He said, I'm getting old, and you're obviously more powerful than I am at this point. And Goku's like, no.
I'm really interested to try this marriage dish that Chi-Chi's gonna cook up for me.
All right, I've got one last one, and it's gonna be probably a quickie, like, maybe a little bit of discussion. But do you think King Cold can transform further, or I guess do you think he had a further form?
Yeah, probably.
But it's one of those, like, if he did, why wouldn't he use it? Like, if he is theoretically stronger than Frieza in that second, what we've established as like second form Frieza, why would he not go further when he sees his son just got chopped up into little bits?
Well, it takes a little bit of time to transform.
Yeah, but that's not a problem for anybody in Dragon Ball Z. Everybody just lets it happen. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he probably could, because that race degrades themselves. I don't know how better to put that.
Yeah.
To suppress their power, because otherwise it could just blow up the world or something by existing, despite the fact that Frieza continues to be in his final form for like the rest of time.
Yeah.
Until we get to Super.
To be fair, in Super, he does train himself to actually control it, so he doesn't need to use the...
But then he does.
Does he?
Yeah, when he first arrives on Earth, he's in his little bitty form.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Super.
Super's weird.
It's Super.
Man.
They don't think anything through.
I feel like Super is probably better than GT because it's rewatchable.
Yeah.
But it's not... It was very interesting on a first watch, but it isn't as interesting on a second.
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z hold up pretty well even through the bad parts.
Yeah. Yeah, you do kind of hit the fridge logic a little bit with Super in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I loved it the first time I watched it through.
Yeah.
It was super fun, exciting. Like,
yeah, same here.
Ultra Instinct is still cool.
Yeah, I wasn't fond of Goku's hair turning white for the full Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, I do think I think they call it Ultra Instinct Sign is the official lower form of it, the imperfect form. But that one, the kind of like silvery shimmer he gets on his hair and the silver eyes is a better look.
But that's for another time.
Yeah, true.
We're not here to discuss Super. We're here with my last question to discuss Super.
Oh.
So in the Goku Black arc...
Oh, God. One of the arcs I remember the least.
When Trunks does that new Super Saiyan form...
That, like, Super Saiyan Rage, or whatever they call it?
Yeah. Is that, like, the true Super Saiyan 3? Or is it just something different? Because I like to think that Goku's Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2 just pushed to the utmost, and in a way that is a big drain on energy, but it's really strong.
I don't know. My understanding of the Super Saiyan Rage form was it channeled some God Ki.
Kind of looked like it, but that also didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense for either, for that, because Super Saiyan 3, what we know as Super Saiyan 3 anyway, if your theory holds up at all, looks completely different than any other Super Saiyan form. Making me think like that is a truly different transformation. Whereas I feel like maybe the Super Saiyan Rage form is closer to like a legendary Super Saiyan style transformation.
Yeah.
which is a whole nother can of worms. Like, what is the legend? Is legendary Super Saiyan the true Super Saiyan form? Like,
yeah. So, ultimately, I guess the point is that, with Z, you can rewatch it and be like, oh, hey, here's some things I didn't notice before. That's cool and all that. With Super, you really don't want to think about it too much.
It's when you dive into questions into Super, you just don't get answers.
Yeah, like I remember seeing the Super Saiyan Rage thing the first time. I was like, "Oh, hey, that's really cool." But then if you try to think about it too much, it's like they really are just trying to find some excuse
for Trunks to be strong enough to be a contender during these fights.
Yeah.
Then
the scaling problem is just a constant.
Yeah, it's really bad in Super because you see characters like Krillin match like a Kamehameha wave with Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Yeah.
Like, obviously Krillin, they mentioned like Krillin's gonna lose that beam struggle, but he does surprisingly well.
Yeah.
And I'm all for Krillin pulling tricks on Ultimate Form Gohan to like get the upper hand in places. That doesn't bother me so much, but when it's a straight, this is a battle of like ki and strength. Yeah, Krillin's not gonna stand a chance. 1 second in and he'd be blasted off that building.
Yeah.
So what? I also, as much as I love Roshi actually in the tournament arc itself, not like the before, but like in the arc, like the tournament.
Yeah.
Him being there really makes no sense.
No.
This is a man who has given up fighting essentially back in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he like.
It's not a problem I have in World's Strongest because they pull him out of retirement and he's defending himself.
Yeah.
Which makes that, again, I think that scene is fantastic.
Yeah, and it really is ridiculous that Tien, who has spent like the past however many years,
he's always been training. Yeah, he's never stopped.
Yeah, he's constantly training. He trained with King Kai. Mm-hmm. He trained with Kami.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't keep up with Roshi now because, hey, looks like you did a little bit of training, Roshi.
Yeah, that's all Goku says to explain Roshi's power level.
Yeah.
I don't mind that Roshi's strong, and it's like I liked seeing him in the Resurrection F fight.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I had a little bit of problem. It's like, this is neat, but it doesn't make that much sense. But I'll let it slide because these are weak Frieza foot soldiers. Like, maybe this could work.
Yeah.
But anything past that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, But Dragon Ball has been over for a long time, and now it's brought back, so I guess it's focused on fan service and the like. So
yeah, I think that is a bit of a problem. It's fine. Like I don't hate Super. There are a couple arcs I don't like. I legitimately do not like the purple Vegeta copy thing.
Yeah.
That was a bad arc.
And I will also say this for Super, with regards to pretty much every major character introduced, I really like them.
Only one I can think of is like Chilai. And she's not even like a major character. Oh no, there are a lot. Never mind.
Yeah, I really like all the Universe 6 Saiyans.
Yeah, I like
alright, Frost.
Yeah, Frost is whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't but like Caulifla, Kale, and Kaba are all interesting.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we could get a spin-off series about Universe 6, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
Hit is super cool.
Hit is really cool.
Jiren sucks.
Yeah,
but
Jiren
Topo's
sucks.
Interesting. I like Topo, okay.
What I said before stands, because when I said that, I wasn't thinking of Frost and Jiren, though, so...
Yeah. And Frost isn't that bad. I don't like how he's used, but I don't think the character itself is that bad, you know?
I really think he would have been more interesting if he was just a good Frieza.
You know what? I actually agree. They kind of start him off making you think that way, but then he cheats Piccolo out of a win by poison needles.
Yeah.
Which bothers me because Piccolo, I know it's not a canon arc, but in the Garlic Jr. saga, when he's bit by the people who have like the Blackwater Mist or whatever, he literally just like makes himself bleed out his neck and he's fine.
Yeah.
but poison needles. Like I said, I know the Garlic Jr. arc is not canon, but it's still in the series.
Yeah, like, and ultimately they just, with the old characters, they're kind of set in stone at this point, you know? They don't want to mess with the characters and have them develop in any way.
No, again, it's hit a point, once again, of if you're not a Saiyan, you don't matter.
Yeah.
Unless you're Android 17 for some reason. Or Frieza.
Unless you're one of those. Or Master Roshi, I guess.
Yeah. And we mentioned it yesterday when we were recording the arcs. I do believe Roshi should have probably died in that tournament.
Yeah.
It would have been a very... like, him quoting himself, like, back when Goku and Krillin first become his students.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful moment that is just kind of put aside once Goku resuscitates him.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that's basically it. And that was a decent length. We're at, like, 35 minutes.
All right.
I think that's about perfect.
We did it. High five.
Yeah. Dang old, this is about the beam cannon. I'll tell you what.